How's it going, guys? And welcome back to Gazza's Koi Pond. We're here today on our first official East Midlands Koi Club's pond visit. We've come down to Mike Bass's house with the rest of the group to have a look round, a bit of food, barbecue and all the rest, and to meet and have a look at his pond and have a look at his fish. So I'll spin camera around and we'll show you the fish first of all, and then we'll have a walk round and an introduction to everybody. Here we've got Mike's main pond. Excuse the green tint to the water, but he is at present treating. We've got a little bit of aquaflavin in, and the fish are under treatment. So we'll have to excuse him slightly for the slight hint of green to the water. But he has some lovely fish. And some very good sized fish as well.
Yeah. Ours has got this.
The filter house is just round the other side. I'll take you in there and let you have a look in there as well. We'll see if we can get a little bit of a window shot. Look at that. Lovely size to him. Jump guards up on his pond, and he also has the jump guards around this side and a few more to still fit in, and his block work to finish in a second. And then he's going to put them in across here and across here. He also has a natural little pond just under the bridge, full of all the lilies. There's a nice little bridge walkway over the top to the little seating area that he's got. You've got the guys here, Daz, Colin, Jeff, Mick, and we've all just been given our own little key rings each. It's a nice little gift.
Yeah.
There's our mix. Yes. What did you get, Daz?
I got a shower.
Shower.
I got Kajaku.
Kajaku. Oh, it's on keys already.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think I've got the same one now.
And again,
Yours looks like a Kajaku. Yeah.
I
What did Jeff get?
I got a Tancho.
Tancho Asagi.
And that's the biggest Asagi he's got.
That's a Chag.
We got a Chag.
That's a Chag.
Yeah. Chag.
A little Chag. We all got to have a look at it.
Yeah.
And then you've got your
That's wicked.
his second pond, which is, I believe, there's tench, goldfish, golden orf. There is a blue orf in as well. But a nice selection of ornamental fish. There you go, nice big blue orf down there. Free over big orf. What he's done is he's had a full-on barbecue for us all. So the warmest spot in the garden. Still nice and warm. The full display. Look, I mean, look at this lot. Absolutely everything. Hot and cold foods, dips, you name it, cheese. Pot pies. Woo. They're little dogs. These are Mike's little dogs. Come on. You got, sorry, I thought you were giving me a treat then.
No, he's just had a sausage.
Here we go, boy.
Sit.
What's the names?
That's Monty,
Monty.
or Wanty Monty, and that's Keaton, as in
Keaton.
Buster Keaton.
Wearing his little jacket. Because, what type of dog is he again?
Chinese crested.
A Chinese crested. So half of his body is fearless, so he'll be feeling the temps So you got his little coat on, keep him nice and warm. A full selection of, look at this, carrot cake, which the good vast majority of us have absolutely smashed. Tea, coffee, sugar, you name it, everything's here, all been laid out. There you go. And, right then, well, should we go through this and do names of everybody? Do you want to introduce everybody? Because obviously being very new, I don't know everybody as of yet. So, this is Helen, Tracy, Julie, Richard, David, and Christine. And then we've got everybody else round at the other side. I'll go introduce you all of them. First meet for us.
Yeah,
But
good
enjoyable.
one.
Yeah, it has. Oh, sorry, I'll stand back so that we
It's a
can.
good one. Yeah, lots of food, lots of nice people, nice chats.
How often do you do this kind of thing then?
During the summer, it's usually every month.
Oh, wow. So you do have
So, yeah.
regular visits then?
Yeah.
As
then
well
the
as on
rest of-
top of that, you do some trips.
we do a yearly trip every now and then. To this year, we went to Adam Byers.
Yeah.
So we had a look around his farm. He gave us a day tour of the farm.
You get to see any of his harvests or anything like that already?
We saw
Already.
his ponds, but didn't actually join in the harvest because it's a bit too early in the year. for
Yeah.
that. But yeah, it's good day out.
Enjoyed your day out. Somewhere I've not been yet. It's somewhere I'd like to go as well. I've never been that down. Well, we've been to is it not New Forest, the other one. Cuttlebrook. Yeah, I've done
It's very
Cuttlebrook.
similar to Cuttlebrook.
I'd like to go New Forest and I'd like to go see Adams as well. So hopefully sometime, hopefully if there's something like that, we might see if we can.
Yeah.
We've done that in the past, haven't we? We've done Cuttlebrook.
Done Cuttlebrook, yeah.
Done a bit of Cuttlebrook.
What did you think? Did you enjoy it?
Cuttlebrook's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so we'll probably do a bit more, won't we? Because obviously lockdown stopped a
Yeah.
few things. Prior to that, we were doing a lot more trips, weren't we? Visiting other people, other clubs. We went to West Midlands, Yorkshire Club. So we had like an exchange. So they came to us and then.
All right, brilliant. So there's a lot more to come up in the future, isn't there?
Yeah.
Should be good.
Hopefully.
Smashing. Hope so.
It's fun. Next year,
Down to earth,
Yeah.
everyday kind of people.
Yeah.
That's the bit I like about it. And we could tell that. I could tell that when we first met you down at the show. Yeah, it was comfortable and easy to talk to, and it doesn't
Yeah.
need to be all about the cliquey
Yeah,
groups.
pomp and circumstance,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that,
I think koi keeping can be somewhat difficult to get into for some people. I think it's a little difficult sometimes for you to. For somebody like me,
just
mine.
drop into it.
Yeah, my pond's small, and a lot of people seem to think you need a lot more than what you
need
get. A
big-
massive, great big.
found a big
We've
fish.
always said that our club, you don't even have to have a pond. If you've got an interest in koi, you can be part of the club, can't
Yeah.
you?
Well, it's getting to see what you're
Yeah.
interested in. We are having to keep them as well, I suppose. If you're going around visiting other people's and you enjoy keeping koi, it gives you another way of.
It's just it's an interest that everyone joins in with.
Yeah, definitely. Which I think it'd be.
And we hopefully try and keep it in like a joyful and jovial kind of atmosphere. There's no snobbery or anything like that.
Yeah, that's what just everyday people from everyday walks of life. That's what it should be,
Yeah.
and make the hobby of keeping koi more enjoyable for all.
Yeah, because the more you spread it, the more love comes back.
Definitely, I do personally think, and all we need to, as a community, get more younger people involved in it because it seems to be a lot more of a. I was talking about this on my live last week. Well, early this week, should I say? And the majority of people that are subscribers or interested or keen or keeping koi tends to be more of an older generation.
Yeah, middle-aged to older.
I think so.
I think you could be right. Yeah, I think a lot of people are priced out of it because of.
Start building a pond until you're old enough to be able to appreciate it.
Yeah.
You've got to have a house, haven't you, really, in
Yeah.
a garden.
And a garden
start
as well.
with. Unless it's your parents, isn't it? If it's your parents, then
Well, that's how I started with my dad. I started keeping with my dad.
you need you've got to have that if you want a pond, haven't
Yeah,
you, really?
definitely.
So about the nature of it, it's going to be old people.
The more older, yeah. But I do think it's still something where you need to inject in a younger generation at some point.
'Cause otherwise,
Otherwise, there's nobody to follow on and learn to keep the tradition going. If it kind of dies off with each generation as they. But if as a random question, what got you into koi keeping?
I bought a house off my uncle who had a goldfish pond in the garden. I just went from goldfish to traditional fish, then I moved on to koi eventually. And initially I didn't actually like the koi, so I didn't like the barbels.
Yeah.
I didn't like them on, but then I've just kind of got used to the colours and they're a little bit bigger, a bit more variety, and it's a bit more in depth to actually keep koi to goldfish.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into it.
Like yourself?
Yeah, I think it was similar to us. You need to talk to Nige, really, not me.
Oh well, okay.
But we had a small little fish pond
Yeah.
at the house that we bought, and so there were just a few little goldfish, and there was one koi in there. So we added a couple of little koi, and then suddenly realised when Nige started reading about it, that's not adequate. You know, we need to do something more. So that led to our pond. And so it grew from there.
Progressed
really.
from
the
that. So
little garden pond.
so two of you have inherited ponds. Like yourself, sir?
I started with a water feature. and then thought, well, if I'm doing that, it would be nice to have a little pond, wouldn't it? With some goldfish and the next thing.
It becomes addictive, doesn't it?
I think that's how it
And then I need
Yeah.
a bigger goldfish pond, and then I put some koi in it, and exactly the same as you. Then you think, well, really,
You need something more
need
for him,
something
yeah.
better than that.
And then you upgrade, and then you upgrade on that upgrade, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
Was the family members interested in keeping koi prior? As in, for me, my granddad got me into keeping fish, which was tropical. Then from tropical, my dad got me interested in keeping koi, from him doing so. And from my son, he's become really interested in the koi side. He obviously hasn't got his own pond of his own because he still lives with me, but he does have fish in my pond. My youngest son, he likes it, he's keen, he's interested in fishing, but I don't think he's all that keen on the keeping side of it, whereas Brandon, I do believe, when he gets out and moves out and does his own thing, eventually will have something himself. So for a lot of people I've found seem to be influenced by a grandfather or a father that's been in the hobby, and it's kind of passed on and passed down.
I think if the young ones see the interest in the actual hobby itself, how much is actually involved in keeping koi.
Yeah.
It's not just putting a fish in the water, it's all the filters, the treatments. If they get ill, we got to watch them and also do scrapes with the microscope. So it's not just.
There's a lot more to it than just
lots
literally
of
fish in water, isn't there?
Yeah.
And there is a lot more elements that you can get
I think
involved in.
If the young ones see that kind of side of it, I think that'll open to it again, because it's not just looking at the fish. It's just so much behind it. You can see a fish, but it's all that depth behind it that's what's kept it in that place, in that environment.
Yeah.
It's very in depth.
Now, with us mentioning and giving you a little bit of a shout out on the Thursday Night Live that we did, have you had any more people show any more interest in perhaps maybe joining? Not since then, no. Thought you might have had a couple that might have been interested. I've had one gentleman that's contacted me direct and said, you know, what do you do? What's the club about? And then said that we were going to. So you might have another one or two. I was hoping that we might have had a little bit more of an influx for you, but maybe give it time. You might get a little more.
Days, yeah?
Well, it's only been 2 or 3 days since the video, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we get a little bit more interest. Right, I'll bob round and have a chat with the rest over here and see what they think.
Watch me walking.
I've got this mastered by now. So then, we'll come over and have a chat with everybody else and see what they think to the first. Here's Mike. Now then, Mike, thank you very much for the invite to come down and see you.
You're welcome. Thanks for using up my burgers.
They were very good as well, sir. Very nice. So is this the first time you've actually done your own pond visit, or have you had? This is your first one, but you've been to many from other people within the club.
Yeah, I mean, I joined in January, February time, and the first meeting I went to was April, the AGM. And then, apart from one where I was on holiday, every month I've been to a different pond visit at one of the members.
And similar sort of turnout for people.
Yeah, there's normally 15 to 20 people, depending on who's on holiday and who's working nights. And on the whole, it's like this. It's more
Nice,
about
relaxed,
wine
general.
o'clock and burgers.
Have a bit of food, a bit of good company, good chat, good natter.
what ponding's about.
Yeah, that's how it should. We were just saying, what got yourself into keeping koi then?
Started off with goldfish and went from there. Put some koi in by mistake, and then the ponds had to grow.
So you've grown with the
it,
fish that you've
over 9
kept
years, yeah.
over the 9. Right. See what, for me, for Mick, for Daz was kind of thrown into his koi keeping by pure chance. Pure chance. Mick's is something that's a family generation thing, handed down to him kind of thing, and same for me. A lot of other people that I spoke to
Previous houses
tends to be.
I mean, I've been a fisherman, and previous houses I've got courses
Yeah.
ponds. And then I moved house and was very busy working days and nights and 2 or 3 jobs, so I didn't have time. And then coming up to retirement, it was like, right, make the garden nice. And then when we went from the, I put a pond in when Mrs was away working. She was away in India for
So
6
you
months.
sneaked a pond in while she were away.
She came back and there was 5 koi in there. And that's where the fish then dictated how big the ponds have got to go.
Yeah. So you've upgraded and you've upgraded and upgraded.
Started from a nice, pretty garden pond to then that round one which was a koi pond, and then not big enough for the size of the fish will grow to this one which is a forever pond.
Yeah.
But not too big.
Yeah.
I could have gone
Still
bigger.
manageable.
It's big enough to manage, not too expensive for treatment.
Let's have a quick pan so you can see. And actually, guys,
It's not a green screen.
a second window there as well. But when you actually look at the window, you can see that although most windows are normally the depth of your pond, this one still goes down another
About 6 foot deep.
6 foot deep in total. So it's about another 3 foot below ground as well. But yeah,
It's deceptive, but it fits in and it doesn't overtake the garden.
well, I think that's the main thing with ponds. That you build them to your environment, don't you? So it suits with what you've got everywhere else.
Here.
Ah, right. Have a quick look at this.
That was the fountain. And it was down here.
And was this the bit that links into the
Yeah.
bit, the other side of the bridge? Then?
Yeah,
Just-
so there was a big pond there, a little one there, and it went under the bridge. And I want.
so now
didn't
you've just
want-
turned this in more of a rockery planted
It's a
area.
nice little hidden garden.
Yeah.
There's a route back shortcut to the filter room.
You'll have to excuse me if the camera's shaking a little bit. I'm a little bit on the chilly side. It seems to have
It's got
dropped
a bit
off a
cool.
bit, hasn't it?
Winter is coming in.
It is. Winter's coming. There's a Jon Snow for you there. And your name, sir?
Richard,
Richard. What about yourself then? What got you into koi keeping?
well, I've always had tropical fish on and off for years and years and years. And then I had a goldfish pond. And I've always wanted koi, but only relatively recently, now I've obviously retired, have I sort of been able to do it. Lockdown I helped because I think money didn't get spent and
Yeah.
money's gone into the pond.
I think a lot of people started up some kind of a pond build or some kind of new hobby just to pass the time
4
for
years in the making.
Yeah.
I planned and sourced the bricks. The windows came from someone packing up in Gillingham. The sieve came from the same guy in Gillingham.
Yeah.
The drum filter was second-hand purchase from the dealer. The previous purchaser had it for a week and then changed for a Nexus, so I managed to get about 500 quid off of it. Everything has been sort of pinched, but it still cost a few thousand.
Yeah, that's the...
But planning it would have been another £6,000 on top easily if I
Yeah. If you'd done it all and gone out there and
Yeah.
bought everything brand new.
You could. It wasn't done on a budget. It was done to be as it is.
Yeah.
Whatever it costs, it costs. So that's
Yeah.
why it's got pressure pipe
I
and
did a
big
budget.
fittings. And
Classic budget.
Classic
The
budget.
classic budget was 5. The actual
pushed it.
price was 11.
Wow. So you got a
Typical.
decent sized pond then?
It's 2,500 gallons. So it's not much bigger than this really.
What's little?
this came in at 15.
But we've done a lot of work to the garden as well, because the whole
Scaped
back
it
garden-
around it.
Oh yeah, so yes, it's very nice now.
You see, the thing is though, you can just drop a pond in, but then you've got to wait for the garden to catch up with the pond. Now the pond matures up pretty quickly, doesn't it?
In the meantime, while it's been
Yeah. So you've got, for example, stuff like this, where you're getting your ivy growing. I mean, there's probably a couple of years worth of growth there, isn't there?
and that was
It's not something that happens overnight.
this went over before the fiberglass, so that it protected.
Yeah.
You know, it was all thought out at each stage, and
Plenty of apple trees with plenty
Yeah.
of fruit, I don't know.
that's a 20-year-old tree.
Wow.
Yeah, it was in the original 1855 sort of census on the
On the original of the actual
that tree
building.
and that tree were here.
And you've got a load more as you come in as well, haven't you?
Yeah,
Just
it's
wait
the
around.
original Bramley, I think this is.
Right then, let's just squeeze back out from the secret hidden garden. I'll have a quick chat with everybody here and see what these all think and what they've got thought so far.
All over my garden.
Have you? No, it's
I
not
get
moving.
bored with it.
It's not moving, I'm telling you that now.
So what you thought so far then, Daz?
Sorry?
What you thought of this to his first official meeting?
Very good. Yeah, very
You
impressed.
enjoyed it?
thanks.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah. Nice people.
Very nice.
Nice to have a
Yeah,
chat.
had a lovely afternoon, to be honest.
Yeah, it's been good, hasn't it? It's been nice to have a chat with some people, new faces.
It is.
Looking forward to next ones as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We've all, well,
couple left this
actually,
season.
there's a couple left this season, and one of them might be Daz's Koi Farm as well. There you go. Now that's
There'll
got you.
probably snow
That's
on the
got you
ground then.
penciled in. Official.
We dropped down to stop the
What was that one in October at David and Christine's?
Oh, what?
Would you like to introduce yourself and give yourself a mention? Let me squeeze through and make sure that we can get. Some people might recognise this gentleman's face.
Yeah, so I'm Nigel from, I've got a channel called Our Koi Life.
Yeah.
Haven't done any videos recently,
But one hell of a pond you've got, mate. It's beautiful.
thank you very much.
If anybody that doesn't know, this is the gentleman that built his pond and then built the conservatory over his pond, which is absolutely stunning. Beautiful. It really is. I've just been saying, so what got yourself into koi keeping and what made you actually go for it?
It goes back many years when I helped one of my work colleagues build, or I helped him lay the base to his koi carp pond.
Yeah.
And then when he'd finished it, I went to view it and view his fish, and it sowed a seed in my mind. Didn't do anything about it at the time because I've got a youngish family, but then subsequently as they grew up and left home, then I moved into a house that had already got a small pond.
Ah, right. So, now I
then
know who your
I
wife is. We've just been speaking.
Yeah, so then I developed it from
So
because
you're-
of this seed from many years ago.
Yeah. So you were the one. Yeah, again, it's surprising. I've just heard that from 2 or 3 people now that are saying they inherited a pond in a property that they moved to. And then things have progressed from there. But yours has done some serious progression then from a goldfish pond.
I blame East Midlands Koi Club because I had this small pond. I put a few small koi in it and quickly realised that it wasn't big enough.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll join this club, and decided that I wanted the same. So I got the bug then. And that was it. Yeah, I was hooked literally. Yeah.
So when you decided you'd made the bigger pond,
Yeah.
from the videos that I've seen on YouTube, you then decided to bring the pond indoors
Yeah,
and
kind
extend it to the conservatory that you built over the top of the pond.
It was in stages. I decided to put a canopy over. A friend of mine.
Ah, right. So it was a canopy first, and then you enclosed the canopy.
That's on steel posts.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine who's a builder talked me into doing that. He said it would be fairly easy to do, and he helped me do it. And we put the canopy up, and that was the first stage, and it worked great. Then about 18 months to 2 years later, someone else said, "Why don't you put some sliding doors in the gaps between the metal posts?" So that's what I
So
did.
did you go for the bifold or did you go for
No,
just the
sliding patio doors because they were quite considerably cheaper than the bifolds.
Bifolds are expensive.
Yeah, they are. They would have been great, but the sliding patio doors work a treat. I've got 3 sliding patio doors, so if it gets too hot in summer, I can throw 3 of those open.
And that you're still then closed off to the house from the conservatory
Yes.
to the main building.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I can throw that open too on it because we already had bifold doors
Yeah.
out of the main house at that point. So yeah, if you throw those open, it makes it feel like the room at the back of the house is part of the conservatory. And part of
So
the
then you've got the through from the house into the conservatory,
Yeah.
through from the conservatory and into the garden, giving it all one feel.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it's lovely.
And
It's
it's,
a
and it's
lovely
quite
thing.
easy to keep it reasonably warm during the winter because of there's no wind chill.
Yeah.
And you know it's reasonably.
How did you find it was, for example, this summer though? I have a conservatory and I have my tropical fish tank in there, and I found that this summer I was really struggling to keep the temperatures down in my tank. How did you manage with the pond? Was it not too
never
bad?
went above 26.
Oh wow!
Because I'd left the sliding doors open.
Yeah,
and
so you could cool it off. And
Yeah,
get
it just got a bit of a gentle breeze coming through it, and it just kept it around about 26.
And how's the fish growth gone since you did all the enclosement? Has everything grown?
Oh
and,
yeah, very much so. Yeah, but I think most of them have reached their limit now.
So,
you know, there might be a small amount of growth still left in them, but I think most of it's, you know, the initial growth.
the initial growth's gone. There'll be the yearly odd few cm should you get any more. Right then. My next question for you would be, what do you think too? This kind of meeting and this kind of community, is it something that you would recommend to others?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. You share ideas. It's a great social occasion to come to things like meet fellow hobbyists and people, like-minded people. Yeah, that's how it all began for me. So.
Is what's got you and your wife enjoy it as well as?
Oh yeah, she loves it. Yeah, she definitely loves it.
What about yourself then, Mick?
Yeah,
What have you thought?
Oh, it's been brilliant. Like I say, like the gentleman just said, like-minded people joining in, something we all love.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's spot on. It's been a really good night. Okay. Like I say, nice food. That's it.
Yeah,
Sharing
that's
knowledge.
the bit that me and myself and this lady who I'll have a quick chat with her obviously when she's finished talking with Daz. We've had a good chat, we've had a good look at each of his fishes and photos and just have a bit of a natter and a talk with, well, like-minded people that enjoy keeping...
Every day's a school day.
Yeah, that's it. Like-minded people all enjoy the same hobby and the same pastime.
And like I say, it's all about learning off each other. That's what I think about it. Like I say, the hobby is there to be learned, and like I say, plenty of things else to be learned, isn't there, about the koi thing. So.
Oh, definitely, mate. You can be learning every day a week. Well, we do, don't we?
We do.
On average, we communicate in a little community ourselves.
Every
we
day.
do, every day a week.
Every day, all day.
There's not a day goes by that myself, Daz, Mick, Colin, Jeff might not have a sit down at a natter and have a bit of a talk about something we've seen or something we've found online, and enjoying that conversation with people that are in the
shared knowledge.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and that's what we try to do on his Thursday Night Lives as well, isn't it? We try to give it the.
And if one of us has got a problem, we've all got a problem, and we'll all come together and sort of problem
collectively,
shared, yeah.
By yourself, Cole, have you enjoyed it, mate?
I've enjoyed it, mate. It's been all right.
We have been to Daz's Koi Farm beforehand and done a fair bit of grading.
Yes.
We've gone through the kahaku, the
Kikisui, is it?
Metallics.
Metallics.
Yeah, your metallics from
Kikisui.
Kikisui's from where were it? New Forest Kois.
New Forest Koi.
Gone through those, and we did prepped another. We've prepped 3 tanks ready for moving and splitting up some numbers a little bit more again as well, haven't we? So it's been. Oh, look, I've got shakes. So sorry about the camera work, guys. It is a little bit cool. I'm getting a bit of a camera's wobbling in my hand a bit. We have got that little bit of work more to do, haven't we? You've got feed ready to go for splitting up a few more come spring next year when we get back into the spawning again.
Yeah.
So watch this space, guys. More footage and stuff like that to come about that at a later date. I'll get back to you all in a tick. There's even sheep at this meeting.
I've forgotten my wellies. Right on.
So what do you think, Jeff? Have you enjoyed your day, mate?
Really enjoyed my day.
So what do you think your first experience of a koi club meet is?
Very good, I enjoyed it.
Carrot
as
cake
each-
were nice,
as-
wasn't it?
Sorry?
Carrot cake were nice.
Oh, beautiful. But as I've said to Mick, it's actually a pick and nick. So,
So it's a picnic and we brought big bags.
that's what I was saying.
There's a few in there I've called dibs on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have
If
bought the
you're wondering
plastic
what the
bags and
dibs
forgot-
is, we so if we come, I'm sorry, but
We've got to pick dibs on
we'll
you.
all dibs a fish.
So if anything happens,
Whoever
get-
dibs a fish,
Gets
if
to
you-
be an expensive.
yeah, we get the first offer of refusal before it goes anywhere else.
Not allowed anywhere else once
Whoever
we've
dibs
dibbed
it first, yeah.
Yeah. So it's how it's progressively worked out, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you've enjoyed it then, Jeff.
Oh yeah, really enjoyed it. You know,
I mean, different, isn't it? It's something different. Although
when you
it's,
get to meet
it's
the
you know, there's koi involved because the koi here.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
coming around to have a sit and a chat and a nat with everybody has been enjoyable, hasn't it? Yeah, it is, yeah. Rather than it being walking around a show looking at everybody else's top quality, it's everyday fish in an everyday pond. Some very nice fish, obviously. And then, you know, you've got everyday people to have a chat and listen to and have a good old
Yeah,
natter
there's
with.
no pretentiousness, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the one, mate. Yeah.
That's it. It's
I think
all.
communities don't need it, mate. I really don't think
That's it, isn't it? There's none though, is there? Yeah, there's no pretentiousness. It's just nice. It's just a nice environment. Everybody's talked to each other. You know what I mean?
have a
there's
nice
none-
sit down and talk koi.
There's nothing, is there? Like none of no.
No trolls.
all on a friendly basis.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, 100%. Totally agree. There is a couple of trolls that are over there.
We've been looking for a Buddha because you're supposed to rub a Buddha's tummy,
You know then?
but we can't find one.
But is we missed that. Mick doing his Buddha impression. We've got all rub his head. Oh, is it tummy? Hey, is the Buddha Japanese though?
No.
No, it's Chinese, isn't it?
Just to
is.
point out, have you seen what
Yeah.
Nick's done there? Have you photographed that?
Is this?
He's made that.
Oh, it's stained glass.
Yeah, check this out, guys. His own stained glass window that he's made. That's pretty cool. Now, I've actually had a go at doing this many years ago with my dad. To make a stained glass window is pretty difficult. Each one of these panes of glass actually.
So it's not actually stained glass. It's perspex.
Is it?
One peak of cream, and then it's
Oh, sorry.
laid into shape, and then
Ah, right.
painted between because
This is actually. It's a perspex window. Are you sure? No, it's a perspex. It's perspex that is actually made to look like stained glass. That's pretty damn good. Impressed with that, Mike. Like that. Fig tree, yeah? Is that a fig tree, Dad? Hopefully next visit there'll be some figs on there. But yeah, he's done us good, done us proud of a full-on barbecue. Lovely little garden. Massive great big brolly over top for everybody to get underneath. But yeah, it's been great, guys. It would be my suggestion to anybody out there that is interested or is looking for or in East Midlands, look them up on Facebook, East Midlands Koi Group. If you're thinking or interested in looking for a koi group in your area, have a look online, see if you can find something, join up, meet new people, meet people, other hobbyists and enthusiasts that like to do what you do. It's been very nice, it's been a pleasurable day. We've all had a good natter, we've all had some good food, we've all had good company. And that's what it's about, that's what koi keeping should be about. So usual thing, guys, if you can do me a huge favour, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and until next time, we'll catch you all on the next one. Take it easy, guys, and keep smiling. See you all soon.